So when I realized that driving while black had not only impacted my life, but my music as well, I decided to go through my songs, both past and present, to see how much I talked about it. And I found out that it was quite often. So I sat down to talk about my experiences driving while black and the references to those situations in my music and film work.
So shoot, I gotta think of the song Q.Guyton played. What was it? Q.Guyton, body. Left side is my good side.
Came up on that south side, kinfolk on that north side. Tint too dark to see inside. Got mad black on my outside, look good, right? Yeah. One time for my hood side. Yeah. Left side is my good side. Yeah. No side on the safe side when a Glock on the cop.
No side on the safe side when a Glock on the cop waist side. No side on the safe side when the Glock is on the cop's waist side. That's basically how I feel when approached by police. Unfortunately, being a black man, I've been approached by police so many times, and though they see me as a threat because of the consecutive instances that I've been treated a certain way and the things that I've seen, I feel like they're ultimately a threat because they have a firearm. And I say there's no side on the safe side when a Glock on the cop waist side. If you don't know what a Glock is a gun. And that's how I feel, because whenever they have that gun, I feel like they use that power to try to control our lives. And it just seems unsafe. So basically, you know, that's just an interpretation of how I feel when around the police and they're armed. Now, them being armed is, you know, I know that it's a part of protecting their lives as well, but I'm just giving you an interpretation of how I feel.
No side on the safe side when a Glock on the cop waist side. One thing about a true story, man, I could only tell my side. These niggas, they be outside. Penalties on the plate.
In the movie Rumination, it's a short film that we produced with the A&F team. There was in the intro, me and Buddy Roy are rapping or whatever, and I gotta think of what we were talking about. Wake and bake up another day
up to make a way up for A and F up, and I don't F up, but if I do, you'll never find out until I fess up.
The rest of that. All right, I got it.
Mama told me that I'm blessed. In fact, as I left the house, she say she proud. I wonder what it's about.
Up and out the hood, the back way, I had to take another route. I saw a law. So ahead of them, I'm so alive. Play with live souls, so you know I'm live.
Up and out the hood, the back way, I had to take another route. I saw a law. So ahead of them, I'm so alive. Play with live souls, so you know I'm live.
And it's just a tribute to the fact that black men are always ducking police. Subliminally, I say this in the song, and it doesn't really hit as hard as it should if you don't know about the context that black men are dealing with in America. So if you know that if you're coming out your neighborhood the back way because you saw a police car, that's a different way to live. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's people who don't have to even consider that danger when leaving their neighborhood. Like the fact that I have to consider the police as a danger to me as I'm leaving my neighborhood, it really affects me mentally. So as a result, I put it in my music, and subconsciously I say this as if it's the norm. You get what I'm saying? So I mean, I feel like that's just it made me look at how I've been looking at things, and I see that things have been unfair, and I'm glad that people are bringing some attention to it. But the truth of the matter is it has been going on for a very long time, and there are countless amounts of people who have been negatively affected by this that didn't get to say anything. I felt like a lot of my stories were going unheard because I didn't get killed, and that's, I mean, I know a lot of people did hear my cry, but the fact that I'm still alive, these stories aren't as impactful to you because I survived these situations. And the story that I'm talking about right now is really a whole nother story. I'll probably make a film out of this, Will. But it's really, when I was speaking of that, I was thinking about when I left my house one time and I was in the car with my wife and I saw a police car and I recognized the driver, which was an officer who had been harassing me in my own neighborhood for quite some time. It had been at least 3 or 4 months that he had consecutively pulled me over for ridiculous reasons. So when I saw him, I was in a hurry and I just wanted to elude him so that I wouldn't be pulled over. Ultimately, it was a waste of my time. You know what I'm saying? Not because I'm doing anything, it's just because this just is a waste of my time. And because of that, I was trying to avoid him. And the long story is, he followed me with no sirens. He followed me out of my neighborhood the back way as I tried to go a different direction that he was actually moving at that point. And by the end of the story, Twin was crying at the tears with her phone out. She was crying, recording our interaction along with some other people at a gas station who were also recording. And I could tell that the whole scene, everybody was teared up based off of how they were approaching me. And it was just, it's crazy. So that's a whole nother long story, but the fact that I mentioned that in that song in Rumination, it just, it caught my eye because when I listened to it again, I just realized how casually I threw that in.
Up and out the hood, the back way, I had to take another route. I saw a law, so ahead of them, I'm so wild. I play with live, so you know I'm live.
So yeah, without getting into too much detail, typically in my music, you'll hear me talking about avoiding the police. I won't say evading or running from them, but I mentioned that I avoid the police a lot. Like in Solo on the Blue Heart album, the first song in there, one of the main things that people like to say is dipping through the hood trying to dodge 1, 2. And if you don't know what the slang terms for police is, you don't even know what that means, which is why black music is so beautiful, because we can talk to each other in code, and only the people who are in tune with our culture will understand the interpretations of what we're saying. So it's cool that I can say that and people can sing along with it and not feel the energy from an injustice in that statement. Dipping through the hood trying to dodge 1, 2 is me saying I'm dipping through the hood trying to dodge 12. 12 is the police. And the police have been represented by several numbers in hip-hop history. I was around when 5-0 was popular, but 12 is kind of like the most current number that we've been given the laws. So dipping through the hood trying to dodge 1, 2 was another reference from Blue Heart that also talks about the po-pos.
I'm dipping through the hood trying to dodge 1, 2. Yeah. Dipping through the hood, trying to dodge 1, 2. I ain't hold up when I do it for my city. Sitting behind tent, on tilt, no lean. When you getting money, you can get it for the free. My brother on lock, man, I hope they free.
All right, cool. So now that everybody knows what 12 is, it brings me to a song that I made that is actually called 12. And this song is about how I was feeling when the police would be right outside of my home, and they would chill in the cul-de-sac, right? So they would be posted up in the cul-de-sac, but when I would come out, somehow I would feel like I would be getting harassed by them, by the way that they would be checking up on me, like where I'm going. It was just the way that I was approached that led me to believe that they weren't protecting me, they were surveillancing me. So in this song, I'm talking about police again, and it's a point in the song where I said that I can't walk outside a home that I own and feel protection from the local law enforcement.
You say you want me out my car for what? You see me all the time, is this not my block or what? I really don't have to let you search my car. I'm really wondering why you even bothering. I'm really wondering why I can't walk outside a home that I own and feel protection from the local law enforcement. Instead you got me out here like you some kind of threat.
But then I say, but I ain't say none of that. Because I mean, usually in a situation like that, you want to speak up to an officer about how they're treating you, be it a basic stop. Like even if you're in violation, I know black men can relate to this, when you're being pulled over and the tone of this interaction is very
Intense.
Everybody dope. I blame
Max.
technology for helping these.
All of these incidents that have happened, it made me think about exactly what I said. You know, where would I be if any of these cops would have took the route that the police that fatally killed George Floyd, or a person posing as a real officer like Zimmerman and fatally shoot an innocent young black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I just think about that, like all of the situations that I've been in due to police injustice and brutality. Like, I'm just thankful that none of those situations turned out, you know, fatally. So in Max, it's a song called Max I had. It's also on Blue Heart, you know, where I'm just reflecting on, you know, where would I be if any one of these cops would have jumped fly?
Look at my life, where would I be? Any one of these cops would have jumped fly. Any one of these women would have jumped fly. Any one of these niggas would have jumped fly.
What that means is, if any one of these cops would have acted out of rage when dealing with me because of something that I said or did. And I'm just thankful to God that, you know, I haven't been in a situation to where I have been shot or detrimentally hurt when dealing with the police. So, man, shout out to that. Shout out to the Lord. It's good to give him praise in all situations. So, while thinking about all of the situations that I'm talking about, I know y'all probably like, man, what happened? What did you get into? Like, it's been several things. A story that I tell some of my close friends that I also implemented in the movie Cold Summer is when I was pulled over in an SUV and I was delivering a painting to one of my clients, and the painting was somewhat three-dimensional because I had put a few canvases together because it was going to go in an open I don't even know what the name of this type of way is, but it was a very high over the door open area in his house where he wanted the painting to be shaped like a cube or something that was three-dimensional on canvas, so that when people looked at it from any angle of that open corridor, they would be able to see some sort of artwork. And so it was a dope project for me to work on. I thought it was real live. I had the painting in the back of my SUV. I was going to take it to him, and a police officer pulled me over randomly after I exited the feeder on the freeway in Pearland. And in result of that pulling over, he just told me to get out of the car so he could check the car, of course, for no reason. I didn't press the issue back then. I used to feel like, let's just get it over with. I'm not breaking any laws. If you want to check my car, go ahead, because there's nothing here. So basically, I was just like, you know, go ahead and search the car.
I would get jammed up by the laws.
to me, that's the play. Hey, get it to me, that's the play. Yeah.
And when he did search the car, he saw the painting and he asked me if there were any things inside of this painting that he should be aware of. And I told him the concept, where I was going, that of course it's hollow inside of this painting. You could even pick it up and tell that there's nothing inside of it. But instead, he still chose to pry it open and break it open and ultimately destroyed this painting. And I would have to paint it again shortly thereafter. But you know, I guess I just was relieving some tension about that situation through the movie. And the most frustrating part of that situation was when it started to rain while he had me outside of my car while searching it. And he had also handcuffed me. I left that out, but he had handcuffed me and I was face down on the pavement near my home and it started to rain. And he had just broken my painting. And I don't really know how to explain the frustration that I had that day and anger that I had to suppress based off of, you know, the fear for my life, ultimately. You know what I'm saying? I'm handcuffed, I'm on the floor, I'm unarmed. I'm clearly being racially discriminated on, so it was just horrible. So basically, I put that in the movie because of that situation. I added a few things for comic relief. I don't know if any cops have actually stolen money from my car, but I did add that this cop in this movie stole some money from my car. I thought that was pretty funny. But now I haven't actually caught any police officers stealing from me while searching my car. But it was definitely something that went through my mind because I wouldn't be able to put my eyes on them the whole time while they're searching my car, because more often than not, they would handcuff me while searching.
Get it to me, that's the play. Hey, get it to me, that's the play. Hey, MJ with it, that's the move. Ooh, MJ with it, that's the move. Ooh, who could I lose to? Too smooth when I move through. They looking forward like do. They looking forward, they looking forward.
So yeah, Cold Summer had several points of which the police got referred to. Another point was me talking about an instance in the movie where Super J beat up the police officer that was harassing us. And I know this is a very unlikely type of situation, but it was funny to me. So a cop was harassing us, and then of course Super J beat him up. But I just wanted to show that the type of demeanor that I'm trying to describe to you that police officers have when they're interacting with black people, this part of the movie kind of shows you that.
Man, that must have been right before I pulled up. I rolled up looking for you with Ray D, Brianna, Phil, and DJ. Lo and behold, the laws. Same law that pulled me over the other night, man. One that kept me from getting to the bachelor party. You know Ray D, he got an attitude problem. Don't know how to chill when the laws pull up.
You got some ID on you? Something with your name on it?
Man, he wasn't tripping like that.
Careful when you're reaching in that bag. Don't move so fast, son.
I know he was feeding out that negative energy. He started hitting boys with the extras, pointing flashlights at boys, asking where people work. Then all of a sudden, slid that boy.
What? What a guy.
Slid that boy, man. Talk about yee, back to back.
Yeah. Ray?
I'm talking about crazy, man. That boy broke out running. The law get up, he pointing the gun everywhere. I'm talking about pointing the gun at everybody.
Niggas losing it.
For real. I see these two little kids, man, the instinct just made me go pick them up. As soon as I pick them up, turned around, cop got the gun pointed at us. It's crazy, right? Here we are today, and generations of black males still facing the barrel of a police firearm for no reason at all. Generations. Literally.
And then I didn't really look at it the same until I put my son and my nephew into that shot when thinking about an officer pointing a gun at us. It just really made me think about the generations of black men that have been going through this, and our stories have been untold. And it's just good to know that people are aware of it now, and things like this situation in this movie that I portrayed are less likely to happen because of social media, people being aware of their rights, people knowing how to maneuver in certain situations when it pertains to the law. So this is a kind of comic relief, but it's also serious.
Yeah. But most these niggas want a shortcut. At the table with they fork up. Don't know how to whip the work up. Skirt the pot just to rock with it. In the drop dodging cop killings. Most these niggas got a problem with them. Like I don't know that I'm a problem, nigga.
Yeah, I was just talking about another reference of me dodging police. Like in the drop top ducking police. That's kind of my thing, I guess.
Skirt the pot just to rock with it. In the drop dodging cop killings.
My new album kind of refers to a more modern version of Q.Guyton going through the city. And I mentioned it in the beginning of my album on a song that we featured in Quarantine Texas episode 2, where I say,
Woo! There go my heart rate, hey, hey. Yeah, I was cruising down the street in my Jeep, reclined seat, rolling one deep till a cop creep behind me. Woo! When them lights are great, there go my heart rate. He drove right by, God thanks.
That's basically interpretation of how black men feel when those sirens go off behind us, be it something that's going on somewhere else or directly relative to us. When those sirens go off, there's a certain vibe or vibration that goes through that area that is hard to describe. And when they drive by and it's not you, it makes the day feel like a refreshment because you feel like you just survived something. And that's just the feeling that I wanted to convey in that song. I guess that's really all I can add to it, but yeah.
How you doing? Officer Labe, Houston Police Department. You see your driver's license, insurance, and proof of registration. The reason I'm stopping you, you didn't come to a complete stop back there at the stop sign. After I check your information, be right back. Sit tight. Hey, Miss Gunn, can you step out of the vehicle for me? Step to the rear.
Last but not least, man, I think I'm gonna leave y'all with Lockjaw, which was the inspiration behind this video, because I was looking at it and I was about to post the video, and I know there's so much more to say than what this video entails.
Look, I could never fail cause God really got me. I could walk through the valley of the shadow sleepwalking. The force feel on to make a nigga keep off me. The devil know my faith though he still keep offering.
It derived from a situation that I was really in, where a cop pulled me over in that same van and searched my car the same way, but my son was in the car and I was actually taking him to school for a Halloween party. I had bags of candy for his entire class there, and on the way to drop him off at school, a cop pulled me over, and before he got to the window, he pulled his gun out and he was aiming it towards the door, and it just sent a chill through me because my son's in the back seat, and I know that this van doesn't have windows on it where you can see him. It's covered and it's wrapped, if you know what that van looks like, the A&F van. So before he even got into why he was pulling me over and everything, I was just trying to give him the notification that my son was in the back seat. And the way that he was treating me, it was crazy because I couldn't even get it out the way I wanted to, because he was the level of threat that he was giving me with his gun being drawn towards me was just making me extremely uncomfortable. So I know I may have sounded a little bit angry when I told him to chill out, but what I told him was, look, I don't know why you have your gun out, and I really don't care at this point, but I just need you to know that my son is in the back seat, and I don't want you to do anything suddenly or feel like any of my moves are so sudden that you're gonna shoot him. So the nigga didn't shoot, man. The nigga didn't shoot my son. Of course, y'all know that THRU is alive, but that was the inspiration behind that video without me saying more. And I just wish that people could see like what we're going through and understand and help, because I remember my neighbor drove by and he was like, "Q, you straight?" And I'm literally with my hands on the car, because he had pulled me out of the car when he was searching the car. At this point, he saw two. And when he opened the door, he saw two. He put the gun down. And my neighbor pulled up and he was like, "Q, you straight?" And I was just like, "I think so." And he was like, "Well, I can chill until you good." And I was like, "Man, I'm good." I look at the police officer and he kind of gave me the look like, "All right." You know what I'm saying? I felt like he knew that enough was enough. And as my neighbor drove off and he gave me my license and everything back and let me go on a warning, of course, it just inspired me to go to make that video. So that's really what happened.
I was Benzo driving by the cops, drop top and had that bang up, knocking it was Pac, chopping on a bootleg screw tape, got it from my partner going down. I was Benzo driving by the cops, drop top and had that bang up, knocking it was Pac, chopping on a bootleg screw tape, got it from my partner going down. I was Benzo driving by them cops, drop top and had that bang up, knocking it with Pac, chopping on a bootleg screw tape, got it from my partner going down.